What's up, everybody? This is Mlbtalk123 here. I'm going to have a rundown of all the different trade rumors that are happening right now and other things like that happening in the Major League Baseball. So the first thing is James Shields here. And it's kind of a funny picture. If you look at it, you see Coco Crisp and James Shields. Shields not happy. Coco Crisp obviously maybe a little unhappy here as he is about to be punched in the face. But Coco Crisp is having a pretty good year with Oakland, and Oakland is having a fantastic year, magical year. We could talk about them all day. But James Shields, look at his numbers this year. Obviously not what he would want to have. 4.26 compared to last year's 2.83, but if you or 2.82. But if you look at the years before, it's been ERA above 5, ERA above 4, then ERA under 4. He got some nice seasons where he won 14 and 12 games, but his ERA has been very inconsistent. And teams like the Angels and even the Cardinals have checked in on this guy. He will he won't acquire as much as he would have last year. I think the Rays probably would accept a deal of Hank Conger and Peter Borges, and the Cardinals could easily get a deal done for James Shields. We'll just have to see. Now, staying on the subject of elite starting pitchers, we really don't know if James Shields, well, he's elite at the performance that he did last year. I wouldn't call this version of James Shields or the years before elite at all, but James Shields might not even be dealt. I mean, the Rays are hearing some good news about Longoria, so they might not deal him. But Andrew Friedman and most GMs, they don't, have anyone literally untouchable. They might not really consider trade offers that much, but if the right one came along, of course they're going to do it. So if they get the right deal for him, I think they will go for it, and we'll see. It would relieve some salary from the Rays for next year and possibly the year after that. So Josh Johnson, another ace type that could be dealt. He's having a pretty solid year this year for a pretty bad team. Last year when he came up after the injury, he was having a great season, and in his prime is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's an ace type. He's a team leader. Any team will love him. And the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, I don't know if they're going to buy or sell. The Rangers, a ton of teams right now with Josh Johnson. If he's dealt, I think the Blue Jays, who've been on pitchers before, could get it done with their depth in the minor league. And I want to say before I get to this pitcher that James Shields is not going to get as much as Josh Johnson. Actually, the Marlins want to build their team for the future around Reyes, Stanton, and Johnson mainly. So they really do want to keep him. It's going to take a Mark Teixeira type offer is what's been reported. And remember, that was Andrus, that was Feliz, that was Harrison, and that was Jared Saltalamacchia. All, people really doing well at the major league level. So, this is going to take a lot to pry Josh Johnson away. That could just to try to get their price high, and they could lower it later, obviously. But we'll see what happens there. But let's get to this. So, if I was a Cubs fan, I would be extremely disappointed. I know Ryan Dempster has his right to do this. He's been loyal to the Cubs, and he's been fantastic this year. But still, if I was a Cub fan, I would be extremely frustrated. Because all that aside, you would be going to a team that has a chance to go to the wild card, and you'd be doing what's best for the Cubs. And if you really care about the Cubs that much, you might want to set aside that and just say, you know what, I'm going for 2 months. I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to try to get in the playoffs. I'm going to try to pitch my best. And you know what, after the season, if you love the Cubs so much, sign with them again. I mean, the Cubs, I would be extremely frustrated. They had this amazing deal in place. No other GM thought they could actually get Randall Delgado for Ryan Dempster. Only Cubs fans thought they could realistically get him for that. I mean, it's a 2-month rental, no draft pick compensation, and they could get someone who could really help the rotation for years to come and actually could pitch with Ryan Dempster if the Cubs re-sign him after this year. So it'd be extremely frustrating. And now the Cubs have literally no leverage in talks. Really the only team they're talking to, and the team that the Ryan Dempster wanted to be traded to, was the Dodgers. And the Dodgers, of course, know that. And now that Dempster showed that he will turn down a trade, the Dodgers have all the leverage in the situation. The Cubs want to try to get Alan Webster for Ryan Dempster. Alan Webster is no Randall Delgado, and they said, hey, Dodgers, Alan Webster for Ryan Dempster. Of course, the Dodgers said no because they don't have to give up a top prospect for Ryan Dempster at this point. The Cubs might just have to accept whatever offer the Dodgers give them if it's a decent offer, because of the fact that they might either have to keep him for the rest of the season and make him a qualifying offer, which might not even be worth the risk of offering $12 million, rather than trading him for 2 months and getting a solid prospect in Randall Delgado who can help your rotation for years to come. I mean, it would be absolutely just mind-boggling as a Cubs fan to see this unfold and not get some. Now we're going to talk about a pitcher who will 100% be traded by the deadline according to the GM. Now when they got this guy along with Sean Markham a few years ago, I thought, well, at least the Sean Markham one was a little unnecessary because you're giving up Lowry for. I mean, I think that the Brewers probably regret getting him. But they did get to the NLCS. Now, if they did win the World Series, or at least went to the World Series, I think all this would be worth it. But what I forgot when I was thinking about all the prospects that they gave up for him is that they can trade him at any point. And I think they realize that at some point they will need to, because the Pirates are getting better. Their farm system is very strong, and it's meant to last. The Cardinals farm system is as good as anyone at this point. And the Cubs farm system is getting better. We got new organization, and they will be good in a few years. So in a few years, I think it'll be the Pirates, Cardinals, and Cubs competing. The Reds are meant for right now. I don't know necessarily that they will be a 95-win team in a few years. So we'll just see how that goes. The Brewers need to make some moves to compete in the next few years, and they need to get some prospects. So for Zach Grienke. So we have a lot of teams obviously would be interested in Grienke. You have the Rangers, I think, will probably acquire him at this point. The Braves are interested in Nationals, have been scouting him. They could be potentially kind of jump at the last minute. They have a pretty good farm system still. The White Sox don't, in my opinion, have the farm system and get it done, but they usually get creative with deals, and they would obviously love Zach Grienke. I think the Rangers will get him, whether they get Martin Perez or Mike Old or any of those top prospects. They've also scouted a few other top prospects. It'll be interesting to see, but the Rangers, this could propel them over the top, and he could start game 1 in the play. Now, staying in the NL Central here, it's not trade talk, but this is pretty good for Pirates fans and exciting for all baseball fans to see another prospect get called up. Now, this guy was mentioned in discussions when Justin Upton was really on the trading block, and most people thought he would be traded before the July 31st. Now, it seems like more after the season, but the Pirates still could include him in a deal if they wanted that to happen. He was the number 3 prospect for the Pirates, and he homered in his first pitch he saw. If he can do what Desmond Jennings did for the Rays last year, the Pirates could make the playoffs this year. Could be huge for them. Staying on the Pirates, I first want to say I think the Pirates need to get a new uniform possibly. I mean, that looks worse than how he looked in the Astros uniform. I mean, it's not him. It's just the colors, just not good. Maybe blue. I mean, the Dodgers uniform looks so good. But anyway, Wandy Rodriguez, I think, will provide them a very solid 3-starter. Could definitely help win them playoffs. If he teams up with Starlin Marte, they could be 2 huge additions in the trade deadline. And now they could trade Kevin Correa. They have a lot of options to deal with, and they haven't passed this year. Great move for the Pirates. Hopefully I can give you guys some good Mets news, as a lot of the Mets fans have got to be just in so much pain after the last few weeks here, struggling, losing 6 in a row, falling under 500. But if you take a step back and realize you weren't expected to do this good before the season, they've had a great ride, and hopefully they can get on a run again here. But Matt Harvey, their second best prospect here, gets called up to start this game, and he's pitching fantastic. 4 innings, 8 strikeouts. It's going to be a huge help for the Mets, and it's something that excites the fans. Hopefully, they're trying to acquire a relief pitcher and a backup catcher. They said don't expect a huge move, a minor move. It should be expected before the trade deadline. So we'll see what the Mets can do and at least stay around 500 this year and not fall too far back. Now, of course, there's a lot of things to discuss around the MLB, but if you're just talking about trade deadline, the last 2 days has been pretty quiet. A few days ago when Hanley Ramirez was acquired, Wandy Rodriguez was acquired, and I can't remember the other trade, but I mean, it was just super busy. And remember, there's been so many surprising moves already, so it's been extremely busy, but we still have a huge moves to go with Zach Grienke and a few other guys like that. Teams weighing the best offers, and we'll have to see from there. I'm Mlbtalk123. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys